Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. My name is Mark DeVito, and I am the General Manager of Vision Profile Extrusions. Let me first thank you for attending this important announcement. As the newest company to the Vision Extrusions Group, Vision Profile is the result of the leadership, innovation, and commitment of Vic Dezen. With the support of the Dezen family, Vic's partners, colleagues, and most of all, our dedicated employees, Vision has been a relentless champion of industry and an unwavering supporter of manufacturing and employment in Canada. Thank you, Vic, for your leadership and inspiration. As a leader in the building products industry, the Vision Group recognizes the importance of investing in technical innovation and in building an advanced, skilled team to maintain our leadership position and to provide our customers with the best products, the best service, and the best overall value. The Jobs and Prosperity Grant that is to be announced today is the catalyst for next generation automation that will ensure Vision will remain competitive in today's global marketplace. Accordingly, I would like to introduce to you today the Honorable Stephen Del Duca, Minister of Economic Development and Growth, who will share with us today some exciting news. Vaughan MPP Stephen Del Duca has a proven track record of outstanding community involvement and a clear dedication to public service. He was first elected to the Ontario Legislature in September 2012 and re-elected in 2014 as Ontario's Minister of Transportation. Minister Del Duca secured approval of the Highway 427 extension just down the street from us here in the first 2 years of office and has assisted in the delivery of the subway to Vaughan. Minister Del Duca is committed to Ontario manufacturers and has substantiated his and the Liberal government's commitment by lowering the cost of electricity to enhance competitiveness and by supporting R&D and innovation to keep Ontario manufacturers relevant. The Vision family is proud of your accomplishments as MPP, and we sincerely thank you, Stephen, for all that you do and continue to do for our province, city, and manufacturers. Minister Del Duca.
Well, good morning, ladies and gentlemen. I'm so very happy to be here with all of you today. Of course, I want to begin by thanking Mark for his introductory comments, which were fantastic. This is my first opportunity to be here specifically in this brand new venue, this brand new facility, and I have to say it is simply stunning. Like all of the others of the rest of the collection or the family. Or all of the other factories that line this wonderful part of Vaughan. It is again another really incredible example of all that can be accomplished when there is that right mix of entrepreneurial spirit, which Vic and his team and his family have in spades, and of course hard work and dedication, and a real commitment to innovating and making sure that positive outcomes are delivered on a regular basis. I do have a formal announcement to make, and I'm going to get to that in just a quick moment, but as the introductory comments were being delivered this morning, I was thinking back to that first election of mine in September of 2012, and shortly after being lucky enough to be elected as the MPP for Vaughan, to have the opportunity to meet with Vic and Lou and other members of the team, and to take the tour, my first tour at that point, now nearly 6 years ago, of one of the other factories just down the street, and to hear about all of the exciting progress that had already been accomplished to that point, but also to hear a little bit about the plans for the future and the need for government to continue to partner with business leaders on things like research and innovation, on things like helping make the cost of electricity for manufacturers a little bit more affordable, and on things like making sure that we as a government continue to invest in critical infrastructure to help both people and goods move more effectively. So, for example, just a few months, as was mentioned, just a few months after I was elected back in 2012, a few months later, we were in position as a government to announce that the extension of Highway 427 from where it stops technically at Highway 7, but we can say Zenway, that's okay, would be extended all the way up to Major Mackenzie Drive, which was great news. Well, I think some in this audience will know this already, but I think it's important for me to let you know, in just a couple of weeks, in the last week of April, we will all have the chance to gather again somewhere in this general neighborhood and officially break ground on that extension. It's a $600 million capital cost extension of Highway 427, which will take the highway all the way up to Major Mac with ramps that will be, or interchanges that will exist at Langstaff and at Rutherford, and of course at Major Mac itself. And that's just one really great example. Now, everybody here knows, I live in the west end of Woodbridge as well. Highway 427 can be a little bit of a problem in the afternoon. So can Zenway. I've heard from Vic and from Lou and others about Zenway being a little bit clogged from time to time. All of this will help, but most importantly, it will mean this entire area, this entire campus, this entire section of our community, the Vaughan Enterprise Zone as it's known, will truly be unlocked in terms of its economic development potential, which I think is really great news. So this is my way of saying stay tuned. In a couple of weeks, we're all going to be back somewhere in this area, and we're going to officially break ground on our long-awaited highway extension. I also want to say to Vic and to his family, aside from the fact that you, and these are all really important things, but aside from the fact that you employ hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of people, aside from the fact that you are continuing to be so dedicated with respect to the expansion of your business interests, and aside from the fact that you're just really and truly an incredibly generous human being, Vic and his family give back so much to our community on a regular basis, and it's actually quite breathtaking when you think about it. Whether it's the support for our hospital, whether it's the support for the Meta Foundation, and so many other things that go unseen in our community, that you don't shout from the rooftops, but people, families, individuals, organizations know exactly how generous you are with your time, with your resources, with your efforts. It's truly something that's remarkable. And on behalf of the Government of Ontario, but most importantly as your local MPP and as a friend, I wanted to say thank you very much to Vic and his family for their generosity. It means so much. So, as a Minister of Economic Development and Growth, it's a position I've now had, as of next week, it's officially 3 months, and it's a position that's really fantastic. It gives me the chance to be in all corners of the province to make announcements that are similar to the announcement that I'm making here today. But today is particularly gratifying for me because I get to talk a little bit about the Jobs and Prosperity Fund and what it means, and I get to do it here locally. Now, I think everyone here today will remember that about 10 years ago, at the depths of the economic recession that engulfed not only Ontario, but engulfed most of the Western world, our province got hit pretty hard. And there was a 7-month stretch back at that point where we literally lost almost 150,000 jobs in Ontario in one 7-month stretch. Well, at that time, our government and the federal government had a choice to make. We had the opportunity at that point to slash and burn and cut deeply and balance the books, or we had the opportunity to make a decision to do something different and to invest in our people, to invest in innovation, to invest in our infrastructure, so that we could set our economy up for success. Well, here we are 10 years later, and in the last 10 years, the province of Ontario has created more than 800,000 new jobs. That's a staggering number when you think about it. But most importantly, the overwhelming majority of those jobs are full-time, and they're in the private sector, and they're in industries, including manufacturing, that pay above average wages. That's more than 800,000 families that today have a better economic future because of the collective success that we've had. So I'm a politician, as you all know. Often politicians like to come to podiums and make it sound like government was the solution to all the challenges that we faced. Well, I'm not going to do that today. I'm going to tell you that even though we've had tremendous success economically here in the province of Ontario, the credit doesn't rest with government. I will say to you that I believe we helped set the table. I believe that we helped create the conditions for success, but the gratitude, the thanks, belongs to you. And in this case, particularly to Vic and his family and his team, because you made the decisions to invest. You made the decision to take the risk. You've hired, you've expanded, and even though sometimes the circumstances have been challenging, you buckled down, you dug down deep, and you found a way to continue to grow and thrive and prosper. Now, we have a number of tools and initiatives at our disposal, including the Jobs and Prosperity Fund, that help us help you with respect to making strategic investments in the economy. But again, I want to say on behalf of the Government of Ontario how grateful we are, because consistently every time I've had a chance to speak to Vic, he's let me know the opportunities to move operations to some other part of Canada or south of the border, and this is not unique to Vic. Our company leaders, our business leaders tell me this all the time. People are constantly knocking at your door and saying, come here, come there, we'll make it easier for you. The fact that you've made the decision to invest here and to expand here is something that we are extremely grateful for. Your vote of confidence in Ontario, your vote of confidence in York Region, and in particular here in Vaughan, is something that we will never forget. And I'm really, really happy to be here today to provide some local good news from the Jobs and Prosperity Fund. So, the official announcement that you've all been waiting for, I'm here today to let you know that the Government of Ontario, through our Jobs and Prosperity Fund, will be investing up to $1.5 million in Vision's Extrusions. Congratulations to the team at Visions. Now, from what I understand, and I'm sure Vic will correct me if I'm wrong, this funding support will help upgrade machinery and introduce new technologies to automate production and reduce waste material. This will allow the team at Visions to improve efficiency and productivity, technical capabilities, and cost effectiveness. And if I understand it correctly, it will help create 76 new jobs and retain nearly 600 positions in the manufacturing sector right here in Vaughan. I want to thank Vic and the Visions Extrusions team, as I said a second ago, for this very clear vote of confidence in the province of Ontario. To ensure that our province continues to be competitive, flexible, and responsive, we are also introducing, which we announced in our recent budget, something called the Good Jobs and Growth Plan. This plan will include $935 million in new investments over the next 3 years that will help us replicate this kind of investment that we're talking about here today at Visions over that period of time in every corner of Ontario. And the reason that we're doing this is really clear to me. It's clear to me because, quite simply, our economic plan is to make sure that we keep investing in our people, because we believe in our people here in the province of Ontario. We believe in their skills, we believe in their talents, we believe in their smarts. But we also have to understand the reality of Ontario's 21st century economy. Our competitors aren't places that make low-value goods in low skills and low-wage economies. That's not who Ontario competes with. We compete with places in the world that produce high-value, high-quality goods produced by highly skilled and educated workforces, like the people who work here at Visions. We compete with places like Germany, and Japan, New York, and California, among others. And here's the thing about those other places that we compete with. They're not standing still. They're investing in the skills and education of their workers, and so are we. Those places are investing in companies that provide those high-wage, high-value jobs, and so are we. Because we know here in Ontario, we have to keep moving forward. We have to keep making those investments like the investment we're making today here at Visions, if we want to continue building a strong 21st century economy. So, on behalf of everyone in our government, and on behalf of myself, your local MPP and someone who has been so proud to represent Vic and this team and his family at Queen's Park for nearly 6 years, and someone who's lived here in Vaughan and watched it grow and thrive for now nearly 31 years, I just want to say again to Vic and the entire team, thank you for every single thing you do to make our local economy and our provincial economy stronger and more vibrant and more prosperous. Because of your efforts, the quality of life that we continue to enjoy in this province will be good for many years to come. Thank you very much and congratulations.